Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the Clarivate Analytics, the Web of Science indexing platform. So this is one of the largest platform across the world. Usually this is one is placed in second position underneath of Scopus. Okay, so we can discuss about how to add the journal and what are the terms and conditions they usually have it in order to add a new journal into the Clarivate analytics. So let me discuss about that. If you guys are having any question, please do comments on below comment section. Okay. So before this is the actual site. So let me go from actual I mean from Google. Okay. So let me check one more thing. Okay. Yeah. Now I can go here. So let me check this one here. That just type support Clarivate. Okay, we can directly go to the support Clarivate in order to read the terms and condition and submit a new journal into Web of Science. Okay, because if you are going to that Clarivate homepage, Clarivate Analytics homepage, Web of Science, we have some other internal links that redirect to this support page as well. But I'm not sure about because we can directly go to this page and we can take the terms and conditions. Just you can see that the Clarivate informations and the how. Most of the information the people are covered here that in terms of the Clarivate and the Web of Science details over here. But if you want to specifically talks about any journal and search the journal, whether it is indexed in Clarivate or not, then you have to be in support clarivate.com. Okay, so once you came to this page, there would be few options you can see on middle of the page. So the first option you can go here, scientific and academic research. So there would be another four different categories they listed out, and you can go through it one by one. But I'm specifically going to talk about the fourth one. It's more related to submit a new journal into Clarivate Analytics. Okay, so let me click on this one. Submit a new journal for Web of Science. So if you see, they clearly brief. Given the brief discussion about descriptions about how to index a new journal and either it in electronical or else the book, and then they talks about the conference proceeding as well. So it's kind of brief discussion only, so I'm really allowed to read these informations, but anyways I will talk about high level as it is very less. You guys will go through once again if you have any questions. Okay, so here the first options they talks about the editorial selection process. This is the basic information they cover it up in order to take up any of new journals to to the review process. For example, it's what are the primary, the primary mandatory criteria that should be accomplished by any of the journals. So, for example, let me go here. So it will open by default in another tab only. So if you talk about that, these are the primary mandatory detail that any of the journals should be having it before submitting a journal for indexing in Web of Science. Also, they will talk about that what are the criteria usually they have it. Web of Science has it um, in terms of doing the evaluation process. There are 24 quality check and then 4 impact criteria. Nothing but it is 4 different criteria that the people will add your journal under any of the one based on the area that journal belongs to. And find more information. Actually, it's nothing but it is to give the detailed information about the journal. That's the scenario. So nothing more specific here. So then they talks about that people who actually works on and handle that this Clarivate, Web of Science. So then I will go to that the previous page. Where I come from. So then the people will talk about that the journal evaluation process and selection. Yeah, this is the important area that we need to be focused. So here they will talks about. So if you will see, they will mention the 28 different criteria that the people will evaluate in terms of adding any new journal. So these 28 criteria fall under 24 quality criteria check. So nothing but they will give the bit description bottom of this page about this 24 quality criteria check. We can see that late. One by one. So it's most related to that journal, the mandatory informations related only. And then they talks about that citations. So about the journal, how you guys are doing. As you know that about you guys are belonging. Your journals are belonging from the science or computer science or engineering, then it comes under this guy. ESC, site interested. If it is under humanity or arts and science, comes under this AHCI, and then others do as well. So we can see about that in bottom of the page. And then what about they will talk about? These are the basic information they give and cover it up, and they will talk about how the selection criteria works. They given a sample diagram, and this is the basic journal for different categories. So here, as I told you earlier, here if you will see the social science and arts and humanity and all discipline and clinical, natural and applied all science. So however, if it is related to the science, so it comes under these citations, and if it is not, then it will fall under the others. Okay, based on that which area they are journal belongs to. And then they talks about the hard copy, book publications. So it will all the disciplines are published under this one and this category inside the web of science. Okay, so these all are the terms and the categories they talks about only from web of science. And the conference proceedings nothing but fall under this discipline. All the disciplines fall under this category. And then they talks about the how the relationship works with the web of science code collection and the journal citation reports. Okay, we don't need much about this. And then let me move to the next topic, the journal evaluation process for web of science and core collection. So this again they talks about that the journal evaluation process that I already highlighted in above where I am. Okay, sorry. So here is that information. So these are the initial trial stage. That is the first stage. As I told you, these are the mandatory information that any of the journal should have before indexing in sorry in Web of Science. Okay, so nothing but ISSN, journal title, journal publisher. These are the usual stuff. Actually, it should be having it of any journal. By default, we have this information to get that ISSN that time itself. Okay, so otherwise we won't get the ISSN information. So and then they talks about that editorial creates. So here they briefly described about that. How the editorial informations, the publisher and language should be presented on the journal. So they gave the brief discussion about each topic. Just go one by one. So it will be very simple and easy to understand. If you guys are having, having any question, just do comment on the below section. I can explain. And then they talks about that quality check. Just understand editorial evaluation. This is the quality check, and then here is the initial triage. Okay. So editorial evaluation here they talks about that the article stage. Once your journal cross over these two things. The initial stage and editorial triage and editorial quality editorial stage and then editorial quality stage. So here there is the quality of the content and the paper that you published in your journal. They will do this evaluation under these different categories. Okay, and then editorial evaluation impact. So this is the another stage and the final stage. So here the guys are taking up the section content evaluation. Okay, probably once you done, get through this stage with a success. Positive note, then you are good to go and indexed in Web of Science. Okay, let me go to that home page where I come from again, and I'll cover it up the other topic. And then here they talks about the master list, nothing but Industry is related to search the journals. I don't want to explain more about it. It's very straightforward, like a Google search. Either you can search the ISSN or the name. If you go with the ISSN, then the specific journal will be displayed. If you are going with the search, then the common search like Google it would work. And then I'm going to talk about the publisher relations website. It's more related to that. I mean, how the publisher should be handled and cover up all the information over the uh, website for the particular journal. So then I'm going to talk about uh, the other topic, electronic e-submission. I mean, journal submission form. So this is the actual part and our hero where we have to submit our journal. So it's a free of account only. You can create a free of account and I mean sign up and you can log in and you can fill up all the information that page expect and then submit the respective your journal to Web of Science to get it evaluated. Okay, so I can have a separate a video for this to how to go one by one and the indexing. I mean, fill the form and index the journal. But this is the page you have to cover it up, and then I need to go to the other places. If at all, this is for the electronic journal, but if, just think about if you have any hard copy publishing journal, I mean book publishing journal, how you can do. You can submit the thesis here, I mean the book published here, and then get it reviewed. Okay, given timeline. As I told you, it's not necessary to send accompanying. I mean, these are the information you need to send, not necessary to send this information to them. And the final and the important check for us is that basically Web of Science looks for three consecutive issues. For example, if you have quarterly release, I mean quarterly publication for your journal, then the people will consider the current quarter. I mean, for example, if you submitted this month, for example, September month, the people will consider the September month quarter uh, current thesis evaluation and then two subsequent evaluation. For example, if it is 3 months for one quarter, then you have to wait for 9 months to get it minimum, get it result. The people will take more than months as well based on the editorial board request. Okay, but there is no other possibility. So that I mean, we have to wait until it gets reviewed and get that result. So if in meanwhile, if you have any doubts and any clarification, you can contact these guys and they will clarify your doubt then and there, which means in a day, 24 hours. I really love them for the replay. I mean for the quick replay. And the final important part I want to cover it up is the reevaluation. Just make sure, as I told you, that quality and impact stages. If your journal uh, does pass these two stages, then if a journal does not pass the editorial evaluation, it will check that there is an embargo period for at least 2 years. At least, I mean, this stage, you are the initial stage itself, your journal has get disqualified, then you have to wait that waiting period, nothing but the cooling period for 2 years to re-evaluation. I mean, resubmit the journal. Just to be reminded that. So before submitting the journal, just ensure all the 24 criteria stages are at least covered up in your journal. Just ensure one or twice and then submit it. So if it is already passed and then failed on the third stage, then it will be good. There is no embargo period, nothing but there is no holding period. You can submit your journal. I hope this video would help that how to index a new journal into Web of Science. I mean the Clarivate Analytics. So I could see most of the videos are related about the Clarivate Analytics, what does means and what exactly it does and how to search the journals, whether it is indexed by uh, Clarivate Analytics, I mean Web of Science or not. But I none of the videos I could see that or the internet that how to users, I mean the publisher can index their journal, I mean get it evaluated in Clarivate Analytics. So that I will make this one after my it's not like after my high level go through with this website. So I hope this would help you. If any question, as I said, please do comment in below section. Thanks for watching.